let's be real for a second. Have you ever had that gut feeling, like something was just off with someone? They smile when you walk into the room. They laugh at your jokes. They nod like they agree with you. But something underneath feels wrong, like you're not seeing their real face, like the kindness is forced, the energy is fake, the vibe is off. You can't explain it, you can't prove it, but deep down, this person doesn't actually like you, but they're hiding it. Why? Why pretend to like someone when you don't? And more importantly, how do you spot it? Because let's be honest, most people aren't going to come out and say, "Hey, I don't like you." Nope. They'll smile to your face and roll their eyes behind your back. They'll say the right things, but their energy will scream the opposite. And if you don't know what to look for, you'll miss it. You'll keep showing up for someone who low-key wants to see you fail. So in this video, we're breaking it all the way down. The 4 biggest signs that someone secretly dislikes you, but tries to cover it up. Not the obvious ones, not the surface-level fake friends stuff. We're going deep into psychology, into human behavior, into the little patterns that most people never notice until it's too late. So ask yourself this: who in your life gives you weird vibes but never any proof? Whose presence feels heavy but their words sound sweet? And are you being too nice to someone who wouldn't blink if you vanished? Because after this video, you won't wonder anymore. You'll know. Let's dive in. Chapter 1. The smile that never reaches their eyes. You ever been around someone who smiles at you, but their eyes stay cold? Like their mouth is doing the work, but the rest of their face didn't get the memo? That's not a real smile. That's a social mask. It's one of the oldest human tricks in the book. You're trained to look at someone's lips when they smile, but the real emotion shows up in the eyes. You see, genuine smiles create something called Duchenne markers. The muscles around your eyes tighten, your cheeks raise, and your whole face lights up. But when someone is faking it, their eyes stay dead, still, disconnected. Their smile says, "Hey, I like you." But their eyes say, "I don't trust you," or worse, "I don't respect you." Now, here's the wild part. Most people don't even notice this consciously, but your brain does. You ever leave a conversation and just feel drained, even though everything seemed polite? You felt that disconnect without even realizing it. That fake smile, it's like a glitch in the matrix. Something your brain knows is off, even if you can't put it into words. And here's where it gets deep. People who secretly dislike you will often overcompensate with politeness, because they know they don't like you, and they know you'll feel it if they're too real. So they put on a performance, smiles, compliments, nods. But underneath, there's a quiet resentment, a silent judgment, maybe even jealousy. And if you ever try to call it out, they'll say you're being dramatic. You're imagining things. Why would you think I don't like you? I'm always nice to you. Exactly, too nice. Too polished, too careful, because they're hiding something. Here's a psychological truth. People who genuinely like you don't think about how they act around you. They just be. They're relaxed, natural, comfortable. But when someone's pretending, it's all calculated, and their smile is usually the first leak in the mask. So next time someone smiles at you, look beyond the mouth. Look at the eyes. Are they warm? Are they alive? Or do you feel like you're talking to a mannequin? Because if their eyes stay still while their mouth stretches into a grin, you're not looking at a friend, you're looking at a performance. Chapter 2. They subtly undermine you in front of others. It always starts small. You're in a group, maybe with friends, co-workers, even family. You say something, share a story, contribute to the conversation, and then they hit you with it. A comment, a joke, a little dig, nothing aggressive, nothing you could call out without sounding overly sensitive, but it lands. People laugh, you smile, because what else can you do? But inside, you feel it. that sting. They made you the punchline. And here's the thing, it wasn't random, because this person has a habit of doing that, making those little comments, masking them as teasing, saying, "I'm just joking," every time you look uncomfortable. But the jokes always seem to go in one direction, at you. They joke about your past mistakes, your awkward moments, your insecurities. They never tease you about something light. No, they go for the stuff that makes you shrink. And they do it in public, every time. Why? Because it's not just about being funny. It's about power. It's about showing others that they can get a laugh at your expense, that they're witty, sharp, dominant. It's about making you the lesser one in the room without ever raising their voice. That's how people who secretly dislike you play the game. They don't come at you with obvious disrespect. They come at you sideways, through sarcasm, through tone, through jokes. And if you push back, they flip it. You're too sensitive. It was just a joke. Why are you taking it so seriously? Suddenly, you're the one who has to defend your reaction. But here's what they never say. "I'm sorry that hurt you." Because they don't care that it hurt you. In fact, they wanted it to. Just not in a way that's obvious enough to make them look bad. They want to chip away at you, quietly, repeatedly, casually, so that over time you start doubting yourself. You start thinking maybe you are too sensitive. Maybe you are the problem. Maybe you do deserve to be laughed at a little. That's how subtle disrespect works. It doesn't slap you in the face. It erodes you, slowly. And the worst part, other people often don't see it, because the person doing it is so smooth, so charming, so funny. They know how to play the crowd. They know how to say just enough to hit you, but not enough to get called out. And so you stay silent. You keep the peace. You tell yourself it's not worth the drama, but it eats at you because deep down you know this isn't friendship, it's not love, it's not even neutral, it's low-key hostility with a smile on top. And the next time you're in a group, pay attention. Do they lift you up? Or do they make you small? Do they hype you? Or do they always find a way to mock you, just enough to get a laugh? Because when someone truly respects you, they protect your name when you're not in the room, and even more when you are. They don't humiliate you for attention. They honor you, even when no one's watching. So ask yourself, who in your circle always needs to feel one step above you? Who hides their envy behind a punchline? Who smiles while shrinking you? That's not love. That's not harmless. That's someone who dislikes you and is doing just enough to show it without getting caught. And the most powerful thing you can do, start watching what they think you're not seeing, because fake love always reveals itself under the spotlight of silence and observation. Chapter 3. They imitate you but never acknowledge you. This one's tricky because on the surface, it might seem like a compliment. They start dressing like you, talking like you, using your phrases, your humor, your vibe. They watch what you do and then they do it too. And at first you might think, well, hey, maybe they admire me. But admiration has a key ingredient, respect. And when someone truly admires you, they acknowledge it. They give credit. They say things like, "I love your style," or "You inspire me." But when someone secretly dislikes you, they imitate you, but they never acknowledge you. They'll copy your energy while silently hoping they can outshine you with it. It's like they want to be you, but they don't want to honor you. And here's where it gets deep. It's not flattery, it's competition. They don't want to learn from you. They want to replace you. You post something creative, they drop something eerily similar. You tell a story, they retell it later as if it happened to them. You try something new, and suddenly they're doing it too. But not once do they say, "I got this idea from you." Not once do they say, "You inspired that," because they can't stand the thought of giving you that credit, because to give you credit would mean admitting you're a step ahead, and they don't want that. They don't want to walk beside you. They want to compete with you in silence, because deep down they feel threatened by you. Maybe it's your confidence, your growth, your light. And instead of doing the inner work, instead of healing their insecurity, they try to mirror you. Like if they can just mimic your shine, they'll finally feel better about themselves. But here's what's crazy. They'll take your ideas and present them like their own. They'll mimic your personality in new crowds, trying to get the same reaction you get. And when they see people respond to them the way they respond to you, it feeds their ego, but it's hollow, because even if they copy your style, they can't copy your soul. They can't replicate the why behind what you do, and they know it. That's why it burns them. That's why they imitate in silence. They want the result, but not the respect. And it might not seem like an attack on the surface. It might feel harmless, like a weird form of flattery. But it's deeper than that. It's psychological. They're trying to become a version of you that gets praised, while you get overlooked. They're trying to steal your energy without carrying your story. And the worst part? They'll never give you your flowers, because in their mind, admitting you inspired them feels like defeat. It feels like admitting they're behind you, and their ego can't take that. So they study you quietly, copy you boldly, compete with you secretly, and act like it's all coincidence. But you see it, you feel it, and you don't even have to say a word. Just know. Real ones give credit. Real ones acknowledge the source. Fake ones hide their envy and imitation. So look around. Who keeps showing up in your lane, wearing your colors, using your words, but acting like they built the road? Who's trying to absorb your shine while pretending they've never seen you glow? That's not support. That's not coincidence. That's a sign. And once you see it for what it is, you can stop giving them access to your blueprint, because if someone's copying you but never respecting you, they don't admire you, they resent you. Chapter 4. They're supportive when you're down, but distant when you're winning. This one is probably the most heartbreaking, because it messes with your head. You think this person's your friend, your family, someone close. You go through something rough, maybe a breakup, a failure, a loss, and suddenly they're right there. They're texting you, checking in, being kind, saying all the right things. And in those moments, you feel safe with them. You feel like they care, like they truly have your back. But then something shifts. You bounce back. You start winning again. You're glowing, growing, elevating. And suddenly, they vanish. They don't show up with the same energy. They stop replying quickly. They stop cheering. Their support goes cold. It's subtle. They don't say anything negative. They might even send you a quick congrats or drop a like on your post. But it's dry, distant, disconnected. It doesn't match the version of them who was there for you when you were at your lowest. Because here's the truth. Some people are only comfortable with you when you're struggling. Not because they're evil, but because your struggle makes them feel safe. Your pain doesn't threaten them. Your breakdowns make them feel needed. Your setbacks remind them that you're still reachable. But the second you start rising, they feel small. They won't say it, but they feel something in them start to ache. They might even start looking for flaws in your success, picking it apart in their head. Oh, they only got that because of I. Well, it's not that impressive. Let's see how long it lasts. Why? Because deep down, your glow triggers their own unhealed insecurities. Your success reminds them of what they haven't done. Your confidence exposes their self-doubt. Your elevation disrupts the quiet illusion that they were always a little ahead. So instead of rising with you, they distance themselves. They might act busy. They might stop engaging. They might even pretend nothing's changed. But you feel it. That shift, that silence, that energy that used to feel close but now feels cold. And here's what stings the most. You wanted to bring them with you. You wanted to celebrate with them. You wanted to share the joy because they were there when you were down, and it felt real. But now, you're seeing a version of them that only thrives in your shadow, not your spotlight, and that realization hurts because it means the bond wasn't rooted in mutual love. It was rooted in imbalance. They felt valuable when you were broken, but now that you're whole, they don't know where they fit anymore, so they fade, quietly, subtly, painfully, and it makes you question everything. Were they ever really for me? Was our connection just built on my pain? Why do I feel so alone now that I'm finally doing better? The answer: they never hated you when you were low, but they couldn't handle you high. They didn't dislike you. They disliked how you winning made them feel about themselves. And until they face that within, they'll keep withdrawing from anyone who rises. So don't chase them. Don't shrink to keep them comfortable. Don't apologize for outgrowing what was never meant to last. Just let them go with grace, because the ones who are truly for you, they'll clap when you win. They'll celebrate your glow. They'll rise with you, not retreat when you shine. So if someone only shows up when you're broken, but vanishes when you're whole, that's not love. That's not loyalty. That's a signal. They were never for your healing, only your hurting. And you deserve better than that. So now you know the signs. Pay attention to who claps when you win and who goes quiet. Not everyone in your circle is in your corner. You don't have to confront anyone. Just protect your peace. Pull back. Observe. Let people reveal themselves, because real ones celebrate you. Fake ones imitate, compete, or disappear. Keep shining, keep rising, and never apologize for outgrowing the people who were only there for your struggle, not your success. See you in the next one.